Good morning, everyone. Today is Sunday, December 29th, and today we were not covering the trades for YieldMax funds. We are talking about dry. Dry is Defiance versus Roundhill versus YieldMax. Normally, this video is done on Saturday night. However, the spreadsheet was not behaving, so now it's going to be a Sunday morning video. So they had to switch spots this weekend, so let's get to it. But before we get into the spreadsheet, I just wanted to let you know I did add two funds. Last week, I did add YBTC, so you guys saw that. The reason I added it is because, again, Roundhill, it's another Roundhill fund, and it's a Bitcoin covered call strategy that they decided to change to pay weekly, right? Which is pretty cool, right? And what do? They basically, they sell covered calls on IBIT. IBIT is an iShares Bitcoin ETF. And they're going to start their weekly distributions, I believe, in January. So looks like January 3rd. And then, January 10th and so on and so forth will be kind of the pay dates, which is the Friday. So it's going to be in the same schedule as the rest of these Roundhill funds and even the Defiance funds and the YieldMax funds, right? They have a similar schedule, X date, declaration date, X date, pay date. Unless it's a holiday. Obviously, you see on the holiday, YieldMax kind of does it a little later than Roundhill and Defiance. But also, I'm going to add going forward YBIT as a comparison to YBTC. So what I'll do is I'll compare IBIT to YBTC to YBIT, okay? Now YBIT, the reason I'm adding it is because I saw that I didn't see it. I had asked Jay in an interview. He said, yeah, we added YBIT. I'm sorry, we added IBIT. So now they trade IBIT instead of BITO. So that being said, since both YBTC and YBIT, have a similar strategy on the same exact fund, it makes sense to do a comparison, against one another. Even though YBIT does pay every 4 weeks, but YBTC pays weekly, we can still do the comparison on a day in and day out basis to see, how things go. All right. So that being said, let's get to the spreadsheet and break everything down. So as usual, we'll start with the Qs. So, Defiance has QQQY, Roundhill has QDTE. They both trade options on the NASDAQ, 0 or 1 day till expiration. So let's get to it. So what we do is we look at every single day, Monday through Friday, see how the index did, and then see how the fund did to see, again, how they react in certain markets and certain, changes in the market to get an idea of, if these funds are worthy or not, right? We're putting our money in, we're investing our money in these funds. We hope they perform well, whether it's an up or down market, or at least we want to know how they do, right? So that's the whole freaking point of this. It's also a way to compare, similar funds. So anyway, let's begin. So Monday, the NASDAQ went up 1.01%. QQQY captured 0.72%. QDTE captured 0.99%. So QDTE for the win on the Monday. Tuesday, Christmas Eve, the NASDAQ went up 1.37%. That was a really green day. It was a good day. QQQY went up 0.53%. So did not, was not able to capture even half, which sucks, but is what it is, right? QDTE did capture about 1.1%, so that's pretty good. So QDTE for the win. So two wins for QDTE so far. And then the next day was Thursday. However, it's going to reflect, the change is going to reflect on Google Sheets on 12/25. So keep that in mind as we go through these. So Thursday, the NASDAQ went down 0.13%. QQQY went up 0.07%. QDTE went down 0.2%. So QQQY for the win. And then last but not least, Friday, the NASDAQ went down 1.36%. QQQY went down, but only 1.19%. And QDTE did go down as well, but it went down more, 1.29%. So In the end, it was only 4 trading days this week, and we ended up in a tie. So QQQY, 2 wins, QDTE, 2 wins. All right, moving on. So next is the S&P funds, where we have WDTE versus XDTE. So let's go. Monday, the S&P 500 went up 0.73%. WDTE captured 0.68%. XDTE captured 0.8%. So XDTE actually beat both, including the index. So XDTE for the win. And then Tuesday, Christmas Eve, again, a really green day. The market did go up by 1.1%. That's pretty damn good. For a half day, too. Hell yeah, that's good. WDTE went up 0.33%. And XDTE, unusually, or oddly enough, did not capture that much. It only went up 0.27%. So that, again, when you see things like this, it tells me the market went up mostly during market hours, right? Because the beauty about the Roundhill funds is they're not locked in overnight, right? The after hours and the pre-market hours, they are able to capture upside if there is any during those hours. So, the 1.1% probably didn't all happen, before the market opened. Probably happened during the market, so they were kind of capped on their covered calls. Anyway, let's continue. So WDTE took the win that day. And then Thursday, the S&P went down by 0.04%. WDTE went up by 0.19%. And XDTE went down by 0.01%. Next, on Friday, the S&P went down 1.11%. WDTE went down 0.83%, and XDTE went down a little more by 0.94%. So WDTE, 3 wins versus the 1 win from XDTE. So WDTE takes the victory this week. All right, up next is the Russell version, and this is where I started to have troubles with the spreadsheet. So obviously it's working today, which is good. I started recording and I got to the Russell, and sure enough, this is what all I saw was blanks. But anyway, let's get to it. The Russell on Monday went down by 0.22%. IWMY went up 0.13%. RDTE went up 0.07%. So IWMY for the win on the Monday. Tuesday, Christmas Eve, the Russell went up 1%. IWMY captured 0.85%, which is pretty good. But RDTE captured a little more, but it captured 0.86%. All right. Up next, on a Thursday, the Russell went up by 0.9%. IWMY went up by 0.65%. And RDTE only went up 0.39%. So IWMY took that day. Now, on Friday, the Russell went down a decent amount. It went down 1.56%. However, IWMY also went down 1.44%. RDTE actually did not go down as much. It went down 1.38%. So RDTE for the win. So oddly enough, right, it's unusual, like where the IWMY is winning on the up, the index going up, IWMY wins. And when the index goes down, RDTE is winning. Like, you don't normally see that, but you see that this week. So again, things can happen, right? It depends how all the options line up when they're executed, things like that. All right, but as far as the Russell battle is concerned, it's a tie. It's 2-2. 2 wins IWMY and 2 wins for RDTE. All right, up next is YMAX versus YMAG. And why do we compare these? Well, why not, right? YMAX is its own little index. It's the basket of YieldMax funds, and YMAG is also a basket of YieldMax funds, but it's limited to only the Magnificent Seven. So it's fun to compare these two because, to be honest, if that's a people always ask, YMAX or YMAG, which one should I buy, right? So let's see. Monday, YMAX went up 0.06%. YMAG went up a hell of a lot more. It went up 1.27%. So YMAG for the win, a big win. Tuesday, YMAX, as mentioned, Tuesday was a half day. It was Christmas Eve, big green day. Let's see. YMAX went up 1.77%. That's really good. YMAG went up 1.66%. That's also good, but YMAX did take the win. Now on Thursday, the market went down. I'm sorry, YMAX went down 0.34%, and YMAG only went down 0.15%. So YMAG for the win. Now Friday, YMAX went down 1.38%, but YMAG went down a little more, 1.42%. So YMAX for the win. So as far as this week is concerned, it's a tie. YMAX 2 wins, YMAG 2 wins. Close calls, right? All right, so here's the newbies. Welcome, newbies. So again, I'm not going to go back. I did add, historical data from when I started tracking these funds up to October 4th. We're not going to recap all of that. We're just going to start where we are. So, and we'll go on Monday. So Monday, IBIT went down, and we're treating IBIT as the index, right? Because IBIT is the Bitcoin fund that YBIT and YBTC trade on, all right? So IBIT on Monday went down 3.54%, YBIT went down 2.56%, and YBTC went down by the same exact amount, 2.56%. It shows the winner is YBIT, so it's probably, again, the spreadsheet is doing a comparison based on values, so I'm sure there's more decimal points that we don't see on the visual here. So YBIT, yes, they won, but not by much, right? Nothing worth bragging about. All right, let's go to Tuesday. Really good day. IBIT went up 6.36%. YBIT went up 3.7%. And YBTC went up a hell of a lot more. It went up 6.1%. So YBTC whooped that ass. Like, it whooped ass. So that tells me YBIT was capped and YBTC not so much. So that's an interesting, display right there. Again, we just started tracking these, so we'll see how things go. IBIT, let's take a look on Thursday. It went down 3.43%. YBIT went down 1.71%, and YBTC went down a little less, 1.32%. So YBTC for the win again. Now on Friday, IBIT did go down again. It went down 1.14%. YBIT went down 1.22%. But YBTC went down 1.98%. So YBTC went down more. So YBIT for the win. So again, it's a split. It's a split. They split it up 2-2. So YBIT 2 wins and YBTC 2 wins. So again, really hard to tell, who the better performer is. Obviously, Christmas Eve, YBTC really outperformed YBIT for this time around. And this is the first of this, in the series, it's actual YieldMax versus Roundhill individually. So we'll see how that plays out in due time. All right, so now we go to the other tabs where we have the yield war. So let me zoom out a little bit. So now, obviously, I added these others to the yield war. And guess what, guys? IWMY, their streak is over. They have had the top 3 highest yields since I started doing this, and not anymore, because, let's go, who's the top? Who's the winner? QDTE again. Massive yield, 99.2% yield. I mean, that's unbelievable. I don't even know how the hell they're doing that. In second place, YMAX with a 71% yield, 71.55%, which is insane. Again, what am I doing, right? These are weekly. I take the latest payment and multiply it by 52, divided by the price on declaration date. So if you're wondering how I get the yield, that's how I get it. And in third place, newcomer YBIT. And I did this based on their last dividend, which again, they pay every 4 weeks. So I take that distribution, dividend, whatever you want to call it, multiply it by 13 payments, divide it by, the declaration date price. So 69.75% for YBIT based on the last payment. So obviously, these guys, their yield changes week to week. So when I do YBIT, it's going to be the same for 4 weeks in a row, unfortunately. So that's going to be the difference. Is that fair? I don't know. Whatever. You guys can figure that out. Now, as far as the rest of these are concerned, some notables, XDTE, a massive 60.9% yield, which is insane. I mean, IWMY, they had a 43% yield. That's not bad, but again, they got to do better. YMAG, 44% yield. YBTC, by the way, 40% yield as well. Everything else is in the 30s. So, you know, not bad. Everything is yielding pretty damn good, to be honest. All right, then we look at the NAV war. So what this is, it adds up the various, for the week, right? How much each went up, how much these funds went up. I think I have to actually zoom out. Yeah, I do. So, and I highlight the top three for this. Now, YMAG whooped everyone's ass, to be honest. If you look, they went up 1.37% this week. Again, short week, but, doesn't matter. It's a week in the market. In second place was the NASDAQ. Again, yes, we count indexes on this screen. NASDAQ went up 0.88%. And then in third place, S&P 500 went up 0.69%. All right. So if we compare now all the funds, let's see. QDTE went up 0.61% versus QQQY only went up 0.14%. So QDTE beat QQQY. Now, as far as S&P, WDTE beat XDTE. It went up 0.37%. XDTE only went up 0.13%. Now, as far as the Russell, the IWMY fund went up 0.2%, and RDTE went down by 0.06%. YMAG, again, they whooped YMAX's ass. YMAX only went up 0.11%. And then we have the cryptos. YBTC is the only one in the positive, actually. It went up 0.24%. IBIT was negative 1.76%. So that's pretty impressive that it actually performed in the positive. And YBIT sucked. It went down 1.78%. So again, these are new, so we'll see how things go in due time. You can kind of see like the NAV history, though. Actually, look at that, 18% week on IBIT. If you look at 11.15, YBIT captured 11, YBTC only captured 4. Wow, so that's interesting. Yeah, let's see if there's any really down weeks. No, nothing. Actually, well, last week IBIT went down 5, YBIT went down 6, and similar. All right, we'll see in time, guys. All right, as far as total return war, again, maybe this is fair, maybe it's not, because it's just, if Roundhill had a dominating week, it's going to keep it there, right? And they're always going to be in the lead. So, but again, this is how it is. I started tracking these funds on October 4th. So since then, QQQY total return without drip it's up 0.62%. Again, this is based on my data. Who the hell knows? I could be wrong, right? QDTE is up 5.18%, but the NASDAQ overall is up 7.18%. So in this example, QDTE is the winner. However, in reality, the index is the winner, right? Since 10-4. Now let's look at the S&P. WDTE, since I started tracking total return, it's up 0.34%. XDTE up 2.84%. So again, the Roundhill fund performing better in total return. However, the S&P 500 is up 3.82%. So the index did beat both of them. Now, if we look at the Russell party, here we go where an actual fund did beat the index. RDTE beat everyone. They went up 2.01%. The Russell only went up 1.44%. And IWMY, honestly, a complete letdown here, negative 1.86%. I mean, they've been doing good recently, but total return since 10-4, not so much, right? Not so much, but we'll see, how things play out. Now, if we look at YMAX versus YMAG versus the MAGs, what the hell is the MAGs? The MAGs is the Magnificent 7 ETF. So that's why I kind of added that to the comparison to give it just a little idea of, how things go. YMAX total return, it's up 11.91%. YMAG total return, it's up 13.75%. And then MAGs is up 19.12%. So MAGs beat everyone, right? But YMAG did beat YMAX. All the numbers, though, very, very impressive for all three. Now, here's the crypto party. So here's YBIT versus YBTC. YBIT total return, it's up 24.87%. YBTC, it's up 31.67%. And IBIT is up 51.13%. So again, if we're just looking at total return without dividend reinvestment, IBIT whooped their asses. Just owning IBIT would have been a better performer than owning these funds. Again, IBIT, I didn't see that they paid dividend though, so I don't have any distributions. Not like I would have calculated it anyway, but it is blank. It's actually right to be blank. But anyway, YBTC did beat YBIT in total return. Okay, so now the assets under management war, the war. So if we look at the top, QQQY, outstanding shares did go down by 75,000. QDTE outstanding shares increased by 1 mil. So that's pretty damn solid. WDTE, no change, no new shareholders, no one leaving. XDTE, 380,000 additional outstanding shares. And that's, again, pretty damn good. Probably because the big ass distributions that they've been having lately. IWMY, they lost 75,000 outstanding shares. RDTE, I'm showing no change. YMAX, they had an additional 725,000 outstanding shares. And YMAG, an additional 2,175,000. So that's pretty damn impressive. Now, YBIT, I just started tracking, but they have 8,625,000 outstanding shares, and the value of the fund is 106 mil. And then YBTC, their change from last week, which we just started tracking them last week, they had an increase of 110,000. Now, if we look at the net asset value, right? What's the biggest fund individually? It's actually, wow, it's QDTE. They are worth $651,607,000. Yeah, $651,607,000. YMAX right behind them, $651,345,000. Wow. So top two are big. Who's number three? Well, it's YMAG. It's a $331,000 fund. So again, that's individually. We never really look at it individually. And now, since I added a fourth fund now for Roundhill, and I added a third fund now for YieldMax, I decided to just add everything in there. So yeah, technically, Defiance has 3 funds in that number, Roundhill 4, YieldMax 3. So with the 3 funds, Defiance, the value is 362 mil. For Roundhill, the 4 funds total 1.2 bill. And for YieldMax, the 3 funds total 1 bill. All right, keep in mind, these 3 funds, YMAX, YMAG, and YBIT, right? They're 1 bill flat. So Coney, Tesla, and Misty are all bigger funds individually than those 3 together. Isn't that pretty crazy? I don't know. I'm sure that's going to change in time because people are more kind of floating towards YMAX and YMAG, I feel like. But we'll see. You never know, man. Now, let's take a look at the finals. This is just for, obviously, some fun. But all I add here is just what is the average yield and what is the total NAV since we've been tracking it. So a lot of people, they want the high yielders. So if we look at the high yielders, who is the highest yielder on average? And I am showing that it's YBIT. YBIT, that's surprise, right? I didn't even see that until now. 69.75% on average. Wow. It's hard to imagine. Let me go back to that. Where's Yield War? Oh, duh. Yeah, that's because we're only tracking it 1 week. So we can't even really count that. But it's still high nonetheless. So that's their latest yield. But the others, YMAX showing 58%, IWMY 51%, pretty big numbers. YMAG 45. What do we got? YBTC 40, QQQY and QDTE pretty close, both 41%. WDTE 32%, XDTE 27%, And then IWMY way ahead of RDTE because RDTE is only 36 versus IWMY is 51. So yeah, that's the end. That's the update on the dry series. Dry series being Defiance versus Roundhill versus YieldMax, right? So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Are you happy I added YBIT and YBTC? Are they a good comparable, versus each other? I mean, we'll see. I think they are, but let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. Are you pumped about it? But if you have any other questions about, what I'm covering here, let me know down below. Or if you think I screwed something up, feel free to let me know as well. But as always, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. This video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you're entertained. If not, we will try again whenever the hell we do this video. Usually it's going to be Saturday night, 6 p.m. But again, Google Sheets. Sometimes Google Sheets is nice. Sometimes it's not. And yesterday it was not. So that's why I'm doing this video on a Sunday morning. Okay. Outside of that, obviously, if you enjoy this content, you know the drill. Hit the like button, or just, like I said, if you have a comment or concern, leave it down below. Outside of that, like I said, this is the Sunday morning video. So I have to have a keyword attached to this video now. So that being said, if you made it this far in the video and you want to prove it, you gotta say the keyword. So keyword is today, well, I'm going to get my ass to the gym after this video. And I think it's arm day. I feel like doing arms. What do you think? So today's keyword, if you made it this far in the video and you want to prove it, you got to type gun show. Gun show, arm day, buys, tries, whatever you want to call it. Arm day is always fun, whether you're a man or woman. If you work out, I'm sure you love arm day, right? The last time I went, I did legs. No, now I got to show some love for the arms, right? So anyway, if you made it this far in the video and you want to prove it, you got to say gun show, all right? Or arm day, or buys, tries, or who the hell knows? Say whatever you want at this point. I don't even care. But I'm going to end the video on that note. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow on the Monday recap, all right? Thank you for watching. And have a great day. Later.